Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Stephen King. So you already know that Stephen King is a big part of this channel. I love it and I've been reviewing some shows and some um, movies that are based on Stephen King and comparing to the books. I have a few Stephen King videos on my channel already. I might actually do a playlist on all the Stephen King videos that I have. And today I bring you another one. So today I bring you the best, aka my favorite, so this is my opinion on the best movies and TV shows that are based on Stephen King things, like they are based on his books. Uh, this time I'm doing it a bit differently. I'm not giving you a top 10. These are 10 movies, TV shows that I like, but I'm not going to rank them because I just thought it was a bit hard. Uh, and yeah, I just thought doing something different. And yeah, also I should add that these are not the best adaptations, like the ones that are true to the books. These are just overall my favorites. I might do the ones that I've read and that I think are really similar to the books, but as of now these are just my favorites as movies or TV shows. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to kind of do this in order from the oldest to the newest releases. So the first one that I'm going to recommend you, that is one of my favorites, is The Shawshank Redemption from 1994. I took some time to watch this movie. I don't know why, but it's one of the best rated movies, at least on Letterboxd. I think everyone likes this movie, and it's kind of weird that this is based on Stephen King short story, I think, or novella, because this is not like creepy or gross, supernatural or anything. It's a pretty simple story, and it's just a guy that goes to prison and him dealing with that, like the things going on in the prison. I don't know how to explain it, but it it's one of those movies that really warms your heart. It's really cute, and yeah, it's a journey type of movie, and I really liked it. I watched it like last year, I think, which is really late, but yeah, I really like this, and if you haven't seen it yet, watch it. The second movie that I'm going to talk about, it's one that I don't think it's really talked about, and it was one of my favorites when I was younger, and I'm talking about Secret Window from 2004. This is also based on a short story, I believe, and this has Johnny Depp as the main character, and I think nowadays the story isn't that original, nor the twist, but for the time that it was released, it was fairly new, and like I watched it when I was younger, like 12, 13, 14, and I thought it was brilliant. And yes, I haven't seen it for a while. I might actually have to rewatch it and see if I still think it's that good, but I think it is pretty good, and it's one that's really underrated in my opinion. However, the next one, I think it's not overrated, but it's one of the most talked about, and it's The Mist from 2007. This movie, I had to warm up to it, I have to be honest. The first time that I watched it because my English teacher recommended the book actually, and she said there was a movie, so I was kind of lazy and I watched the movie, and she made it look like it was freaking amazing. And I, at the time, I didn't think it was, but upon a rewatch, and I've rewatched this quite a few times, I think it's brilliant. The ending, it's not accurate from the book or the story, the short story. I think this is also a short story. It's not uh, the same ending, but Stephen King himself said that this ending was kind of better than the one that he had on the book. So yeah, this ending, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go watch this movie because it's gonna fuck you up. And of course, I couldn't make a Stephen King video without having it on my list. Obviously, It from 2017 is one of my all-time favorite movies. You know, I love it. I love the book. I love the story. I love the characters. I love everything about it. And the 2017 version was what made me really get into this story and what made me get into Stephen King. So yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, please go watch it. It's one of my favorites. And we couldn't have the first It without having the second one. So yeah, my next favorite Stephen King thing is It Chapter 2 from 2019. I know most people didn't like this as much as I did, but I loved it. Like, I don't like it as much as the first one, but it's really neck and neck. Like, the story is really true to the book as far as they could make it. The director is the same, so the cinematography is equally as beautiful, and the movie is really well made, just like the first one. And the acting is so good. Like, we have James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, like so many good actors in the second movie that there was no way this could be a bad movie. So yeah, I don't really understand why people didn't like it. I mean, I kind of guess it's because of the end, but trust me, if they did it the way it is in the book, it would be way weirder. My next two are also 2019 releases, and the one that I'm going to talk about now, I think it's another one that it's really underrated, and I'm talking about In the Tall Grass. I've seen people say that it isn't as good as the short story. I didn't read the short story, so I don't know, but I think the movie is so beautiful. It's really well shot. The acting is also good, and it's fairly creepy. Like, there's some gruesome parts in there that I was not expecting. And yeah, I don't know why people didn't like it. Like, it's kind of extreme in a way. Yeah, there's one particular scene that it's really bloody, and yeah, so I don't know why this wasn't as talked as some of the other movies, but if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original, and I think it's better if you don't really know what it is about. So yeah, you have some stuff to figure out. And the other 2019 release that I was talking about is Doctor Sleep. Again, I don't think people have talked enough about this movie. I think not a lot of people watched it. I myself read the book, so I was really excited about the movie. It's one of my favorite Stephen King books, so I was so excited to see it come to life. And I already have two videos on my channel, so I'll link them up here. So you go watch it. I have a review on the movie and a comparison to the book between the movie and the book, so check those videos. But of course, if it's in this list, I highly recommend you watch it. And again, really well acted, beautiful cinematography. I love the feel of this movie. The director is Mike Flanagan, and he has like a really good eye for like good cinematography. I really like how he makes movies. So yeah. Now let's talk about 3 TV shows. I don't think many people talk about Stephen King TV shows, but there's 3 that I highly recommend. So the first one is Mr. Mercedes, and to be completely honest, this is the main reason why I'm like filming this video, because I just finished it last night and I was so addicted to it and I need to talk about it. So yeah, Mr. Mercedes is a TV show based on the Bill Hodges trilogy, Mr. Mercedes, Finders Keepers, and End of Watch. And I didn't read the books, but after watching, I really want to read the books. And I have to be honest, the first 2 seasons are better than the third one. There's 3 seasons. And this is one of those cases that a villain makes the show. I truly believe that the villains are what make movies and TV shows good. There has to be a good villain, and yeah, I love me some villains, and this show has a great villain. I love it. So yeah, most people didn't really like the second season. Personally, I think it's my favorite because it gets into the Stephen King weird stuff, supernatural-ish type of thing. The first season it's pretty simple, but then it gets weirder. So yeah, nonetheless, I highly recommend it. You have to watch at least up until the second season, because that ending, oh my god. The second show is Castle Rock. This is not really a adaptation, because this show is just based on Stephen King things, like some towns and some characters, a few things from various books. But I really liked it. I prefer the first season to the second one. Each season has a different story, but from what I understand, they kind of intertwine. So I'm curious to see where this goes. There's only 2 seasons. And yeah, the second season is based on the book Misery. It has the Misery character, Annie Wilkes, and yeah, it's interesting, but I prefer the first one. It's a bit weirder. And the last TV show that I have here to recommend you, that it's one of my favorites, it's The Outsider. This is a show from this year, and I already have a video on it here on my channel, so I'll link it up here. It's a comparison of the book versus the TV show, and personally I think you get more from the TV show if you didn't read the book, but I wanted to read the book first. I think they are equally good. It's a good adaptation. Obviously it's in this list, so yeah, I liked it, but I think if you didn't read the book you would like it better. I guess I can really tell because I read the book first. As of now, this is a mini series. I don't think there will be a second season, and to be honest, I hope not, because I think it's wrapped. It's good as it is. Yeah, only 1 season. It's a HBO original, so it's on HBO. And yeah, so yeah guys, these are my favorite Stephen King movies and TV shows. Obviously there's others that I've watched, others that I've liked, but I decided to have only 10 things in this video. Maybe you can recommend me others. Let me know in the comments which ones do you like. if any of the ones that I've mentioned are your favorites, if you don't really like some of the ones that I've recommended. And yeah, if you want more Stephen King videos, also let me know. I'm thinking about doing quite a few more. I have some ideas, so yeah, we'll see. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video.